Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to take a moment and say hello to all of you and to recognize this day. It's the 6th-year anniversary of Lavoy Finicum's murder. It's been a long 6 years. We've had so many things happening throughout the whole time. We are still involved in fighting this fight in the courts. It will continue until we go as far as the Supreme Court. Whatever it takes, we will continue to do. But I wanted to just make a couple of comments in reference to, we have seen so much happen since Lavoy's murder. We've watched Baltimore and the riots there. We've watched Antifa. We've watched BLM burn and loot cities, all in the name of demonstrating, a peaceful demonstration. They had the nerve to call that, right? Yet the people of Malheur, the people who stood up at Malheur with the Bundys and my husband, Lavoy Finicum, who were actually demonstrating peacefully, were labeled. They were lynched and labeled in the press. They were persecuted by the people who listened to their rhetoric. They were persecuted by the people within their communities. I know that my family and I have just like Sandman and just like Kyle Rittenhouse, experienced a level of persecution, national recognition in reference to his killing and his participation in that peaceful demonstration there in Malheur. So we have a great deal of empathy for those two young men who had to suffer through and continue to suffer from the bigotry of others throughout this country. The press is so powerful. They have the ability to influence very uneducated people out there, right? They don't take the time to go out and dig for the information and try to understand. Just like January 6th, what happened there. There are so many people being persecuted from that incident. Our heart goes out to every single one of you who have experienced what our family has experienced on every level, whether it be from the national media who label lynched you, called you a terrorist, or called you racist, or from your own communities, from your place of employment, from extended family members that may not have agreed with your political stance. We understand what you are going through. To you parents that are standing up against what is going on in our school boards, in our schools, and are starting to stand up and have a voice and say no more. We understand the persecution and the struggles that you are going through, but stand firm. We need all of us to start standing like Lavoy talked about. He says it doesn't matter how it ends. It matters how you stand. So today, in remembrance of Lavoy, remember how he stood. Remember what he stood for. He stood for you. He stood for us. He stood for his family. He stood for this country. He stood for the Constitution that he believed in. He stood for the American ideal of liberty and freedom for every man and woman and child. Remember him and keep us in your prayers. Keep all of those who are brave enough to stand and have a voice and say no more. Keep them in your prayers. Be a person to stand. You be that person. You find something in your community that you can help support or fix if it needs to be fixed. Be on those committees. Be in the school board. Be involved in the things that we need to be involved in nationwide. I just want to also take a moment to thank all of you, most importantly, for the support that you've continued to give our family throughout these 6 years, through the support you're continuing to give us for the lawsuit that is still in and ongoing. Thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. We would not be able to continue to go on without you. I also want to say thank you to Reverend Franklin Graham. Most of you don't know, but every year he has called me on this day. I started my morning with a call from Reverend Graham, just checking in on me, just asking if I was okay and how things were going. I so appreciate that sweet man to think of us, our family, at this time each and every year. What a wonderful man. And thank you to the rest of you, like Mark and Pam Herr, who continue to donate all of the proceeds of the documentary to the lawsuit, and his time and effort that he makes to try to teach all of us about our state constitutions and our U.S. Constitution so that we are able to be a force to reckon with for those who are trying to tear it down. Thank you, Mark and Pam. Thank you to Pete Santilli, who I know made a call, and I'm so grateful for your concern and your love for our family, and Karen Drum and Mercy Huss, and the list goes on. Jennifer, I see you out there. I love you so much, you guys. Thank you so much for all that you do for us. We love you, and we want to say thank you. And another little thing, I just got a little Marco text from one of our daughters, Ariana, who some sweet person out there sent her a bunch of flowers today in remembrance of her father, Lavoy. And how sweet you are, how sweet you people are who remember us and know the heartache that we have and the love that we had for him and still do. Thank you for remembering him and us in your prayers. May God bless you. May God bless this United States of America. May he bless all of you who have the courage and the fortitude to stand against what you know is wrong. And remember, it doesn't matter how it ends. It matters how you stand. God bless.